How do you see the future for populist and nationalist political competition in Slovakia, and perhaps more broadly in the region as a whole? What forces might be driving the success of these parties?
We have to have lessons from history. Always crisis is the soul and source for nationalistic and extremists, not only politicians, but way of life. We can start with example from 1930 and crisis and effects in fascism and communism, two totalitarian regimes, and we have to be therefore more than careful. There is common understanding that this crisis since 2008 is much deeper than was the crisis in 1930. And we are facing activities of different neo-Nazism, neo-fascism, neo-communism, and together with extremists who are talking that there is the death of liberal democracies and we have to establish something new. Okay, maybe yes, but my question is what? What kind of organization? Totalitarian? Autocratic? What does it mean, direct democracy? The direct democracy in the sense that it's the power of all people doesn't exist. It's not reality. It's Weberian ideal type. In reality, there is also always some kind of representation. So the only way is to take part in election process, use referendum, petition law, and all rights of real citizenship to participate in governance of our society. Yes, we are facing some extremists also in Slovakia, but what I am afraid, we are facing now, and we will have elections to European Parliament. And I have a fear that participation in elections will be very low, lower than 20%. And then there is real problem of legitimacy of European Parliament and their decision process. How they make decision, because they will do it, but all the time it's not problem of legality, but legitimacy of this kind of procedures. So I have really fear that the group of euroscepticists will be stronger in the parliament. They will not have majority, but still, and we will see what kind of regulation then the parliament is able to prepare if there is strong group of those who will start to think in the way to change the principle of representative democracy.
To what extent do Slovakians feel integrated as EU citizens? Put differently, how prevalent is euroscepticism in Slovakia, and what might drive these sentiments?
Slovakia is one of the countries with highest positive attitudes to EU. 2/3 of citizens evaluate positively our membership in EU. It's more than 10 years ago in referendum. It's higher figure. They evaluated very positively, first of all, democratic features of EU, economic features, euro, and last but not least, the peace. And euroscepticists, you can measure through the results in elections, and it's really minority. The only political party eurosceptical in the parliament has received 6%, nothing more. So majority of population is really open to EU. If they are critical, yes, they are towards real bureaucratic behavior of EU, especially Euro funds, it's true, and against corruption, also interconnected with EU funds. Look, once more, good example, when the crisis has started, 2 Euro commissioners quarreling 1 year and a half. If there is real crisis and we have to do something or not. So we lost 1 year and a half. We have to change administration, and I think the first good step was formal establishment of European Council in 2009. It's the real executive and strategic position of heads of the states, because then the decision process is much quicker, and you can put together national interests and supranational interests, because the only way how to promote European interest is at home. So the only way is that heads of states are those who are really responsible together with national parliaments. Otherwise, the end is like George Papandreou, who signed agreement in Brussels and lost government at home, or Iveta Radičová, who signed agreement in Brussels and lost position at home, because it was not according to one coalition partner in the government.